Voices from the Mausoleum is brought to you by the You Run Podcast Network and yourunpodcast.com. And a very special thank you to our Patreon subscribers. Be sure to check out the Paranormal Misfits podcast, your favorite besties fearlessly exploring the paranormal, uncovering enigmatic mysteries, unraveling mind-bending conspiracies, and sharing thoughts on horror. Prepare to be spellbound. Available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Voices from the Mausoleum, and welcome to another episode of Found Footage Fridays.
Hey! I don't have anything to say after that.
Yeah, just a reminder, if you love the series, we have a link for merch in the description for this episode. You can buy cups and hats and stickers and magnets and shirts and hoodies and all kinds of fun things. So I always forget to say that, but it's there. Links in the description.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a new logo that Albert from Blood and Bruise designed, which is very... I'm obsessed with this type of hoodie. I'm going to have to get it in every design that we have on the website. But anyway, I digress. We're back talking another new found footage movie.
Brand new movie.
This is
Hot
like,
off the presses.
this is like the
I almost sounded like New York City.
New York City.
A brand new movie. A moving picture. Of the sound variety. I swear I'm not high, guys.
I'm so tickled. Well, at this point, we've been recording for a while. At this point, I think it's okay to be a little delirious.
A little loopy.
A little loopy. Yes, so we mentioned this last week. In last week's episode, we covered Late Night with the Devil. I always want to go running with the devil. Every time I say the title of that stupid movie, I cannot, like, it's not stupid, but you know what I mean? Like, every time I say it, I think that song very loudly in my head. But yeah, so Steve and I got a screener to see the brand new found footage movie. It's not out yet. It's due to come out literally any day. Maybe it'll even be out by the time this episode goes out. We'll see. The third installment of Horror in the High Desert, which is Firewatch, which I think we've all been eagerly awaiting for since we watched 2.
Oh, man. I think, yeah, you had me watch the original. Was it shortly after you had first seen it?
Yes. It was right when you went down that little rabbit hole for a bit.
I was going to just throw it. Well, it was like I was just all in on like mockumentary horror.
The mockumentary style specifically.
I was like, "Ooh, man!"
Savage Land, this one, yeah.
But then shortly right after that, it was like we got the second one, right? Because I guess the first one had been sitting on Tubi for a while.
Apparently, yeah. I had never even heard of it, which I thought was crazy. You know, especially given what you see with the following of it now. You know that I didn't hear about. Oh, and for anybody worried, it's non-spoilers. It's just a general conversation about it. We're not doing spoilers, but
no. But yeah, no, these movies are so fun though. Like I think I told you, like, when I sat down to watch the screener, I think we were talking on the phone. I was like, these are one of the few movies I actually have to watch with the lights on.
Yeah, they're scary.
Because Dutch, who's writer and director, Dutch Marich, am I saying right? Yeah. It does so good with tension and like. It's some of it. I don't know if he does the editing too, right? But I think it's a mix between the way that he moves the camera, the way that he mixes the sound, the way that the actors are performing. I don't know what it is. It's just the secret sauce of the way that it unfolds. I am so tense watching these movies.
It's one, you know, that like, it's kind of like, it sounds silly to say, but I'm sure you can relate to this, but it's that feeling of like, I don't want to look. I cannot look away. Like this weird immersion thing. Cause like, that's what I said. The other, like, I can't believe how consistent this franchise is in a couple of different ways, but primarily like the ability to ramp up tension like that, because I would say like this one probably follows the formula more closely to the first one. I feel like the second one had a lot more like, shit moments than this.
There were more setups because you had different like.
Yeah. Well, it's multiple stories too. It was 2 girls. But you know, when they're talking about, is the guy from the first one, his name is Gary?
Gary. Yeah.
Gary. So, you know, in the one with Gary, it was a lot of just getting involved in the story and the people and like wondering what happened to him, getting really connected to him and hating that something happened to him. And that to me is more like what the formula was for 3. Whereas 2, it was like, there was just, it was a little more intense in my opinion. But yeah, he's, I don't know. Other than Blackwell and maybe Paranormal Activity, I don't know of another found footage franchise that's this consistent.
No, and it's amazing. I mean, you know, I was saying, I don't know if it was in the last episode of Found Footage or because we recorded so much in one evening. I was like,
who knows?
We're getting so much creativity in the indie sphere, and I think the movie, along with like Blackwell or what have you, like these movies are really pushing this subgenre forward.
I could not. Well, and even okay, so I feel like Deadstream really amped up
Deadstream
found footage, but Deadstream was an indie film. He's an indie creator. That and his segment in the second. Well, he and his wife in that segment of VHS. Oh no, which one was it? 94, and then
they were in 99. I think.
99.
99.
We went back to the 80s for the last one, right? Last one was 85.
85 was no. Theirs was the
end segment in 99. You're right. So
the hell segment,
So the Y2K story. So it was like they're indie maker. They're indie filmmakers. Like, and I feel like after that movie came out, everybody all of a sudden was like, "Ooh, found footage!" You know,
found footage is back. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, if only someone had been saying that for the last 20 years. But yeah, it's no, I couldn't agree with you more. I think, and I will say this, just as like a side note, not necessarily related to the movies. I love how engaging Dutch is with the community. I always see him commenting and engaging with people. I always see him reposting stuff and sharing and and I just think that this is at a point now where I would have assumed a director would have stopped responding as often as he does.
Sure.
But he just makes it an effort to like still be a part of the community. And I really like that about him.
Yeah. So we should probably, I mean, not obviously we're not getting into spoilers, but let's I'll read the synopsis that he has on IMDb.
Yeah.
Right, that way. Okay. So as a wildfire bears down on the opposite side of the state, Oscar Mendoza, armed with a secret, takes advantage of the distraction and journeys to northeastern Nevada in search of missing outdoorsman Gary Hinge's last known whereabouts. So, like you said, it sort of follows the formula of Gary's original story. It's just now someone else stepping in and doing sort of their own investigation.
Yeah, I loved Oscar.
Yeah, he's a good character.
I loved him so much. There were parts of this that like when we were learning more about him and his background and stuff, I was so moved, and it resonated so deeply with me at certain points. And I posted this on Twitter. I was like, I can't, like, it's crazy to me that Dutch has created characters in every film that I have cared that much about.
Yeah.
Like, I cared about what happened to Gary, and not just in when this is over in an hour and a half or however long, I'll never worry about it again. Like I worried about like I felt a connection to Gary. I felt the same thing with the two main it's primarily the one female, Minerva, and then the girl at the end of 2, but I cared so much about them. And then here comes Oscar with his little cute self, and I'm like, oh my God, I love him so much. He was so believable, and he just made me care in a way that I just don't think is always the easiest thing to do. Because I will tell you, one of the reasons I complain about things in horror movies is because I don't care about the characters. But that has not been the case a single time with these films.
No, it's right. It's that combination between the writing and the performances, right? I mean, I think these characters have depth to them where they feel lived in. These feel like actual people.
Yes, that's very
with real. Yeah, like with like real problems and real hopes and real motivation, and it's just all laid out so well. Like,
totally agree.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
And I'm like, we can't get into spoilers at all. I do love that there is some weaving of some first movie characters.
Oh yeah,
sort of pop in.
They do a good job of keeping things consistent.
Yeah,
and connecting, and everything just sort of makes sense.
We revisit moments from past
Some of the
movies.
best moments from the past movies.
Yeah, like there's moments that sort of elevate and reveal something new, or we have us look at things a
Yes,
different
I know one of
way.
the ones I know you're talking about. I was like, "Say what? I didn't." Yeah,
So
that was
it makes
good.
you sort of want to go back and
And
rewatch
rewatch it. Yes,
because you're like,
totally.
oh, did I just not catch that? Or are they just being
Or did
tricky
they
with
add that
editing?
afterwards? I thought the same thing.
You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So good.
But that was clever. I like
Yeah,
that. I don't think of other pros
yeah.
without giving spoilers away.
I think if you are going, we're kind of at this place now with the storytelling where we're really wanting answers as viewers, where we're
Mhm.
wanting more
By a third movie, right? Yeah.
about what's going on. Because as these people things whatever have been revealed in 1 and 2, they look very Hills Have Eyes. That's what's giving. It's giving
Mhm.
Hills Have Eyes. And so and I find that very scary. Very scary. Like it's very scary to me that there are dangerous people with no regards for human anything living in the middle of the desert in these places. Like that is horrifyingly scary to me. And so we did get, I will say this, again, no spoilers. We do get more lore in Firewatch, where
Mhm.
we're starting to kind of get some idea of like what it is that we might be dealing with, kind of, but not really too much yet. And I do think that like I wouldn't call it like a super big complaint by any means, because I did really enjoy the film, but I didn't find the additional lore to be as scary as what it was set up to be in 1 or 2. Like
Mhm.
for me, 2 is still the scariest of the 3. I think 2 is probably still my favorite. But
Yeah.
again, this one kind of goes along the same vein as the original, the first one. And so it's a little bit slower as far as the scary stuff, but the lore stuff that was added is intriguing to me. And I'm very curious to know where the hell this is going after this, because the shots of the things like the things that they added for lore are it's shot very intensely. Like there are things that just
Yeah.
made you really uncomfortable and you're just like, what the hell? And so I'm very curious where we go from here as far as getting answers and learning more about it. I'm still very engaged with the story. I still want to know more. I'm ready for 4. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Absolutely.
So what did you have like what did you think about the lore stuff, the add-ons?
Yeah, no, I absolutely. I think it's sort of I don't think it doesn't sound like it takes away from like 1 and 2 are still going to be very scary as they are, right? Um
Totally agree.
but yeah, I mean, I think it's a fine line, right? And, as you dive in and you want to get answers and you want to, it's just sort of like it's like the Jaws effect, right? It's sort of like the
Oh,
more you show the shark, the less scary it is in some way. So
mhm.
you want to keep an element of simplicity, an element of mystery,
Ambiguity.
ambiguity.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
again, still intrigued enough where I'm in. Like I'm here till Dutch decides to end these
To
movies.
stop making them. No, I'm with you. And I
Um,
will beg for a screener every time. I have no shame, you know?
yeah, I just think as you add elements of lore, it's like you got to be careful. And I trust Dutch. I'm curious, right? I'm
No, sure. And I think he has made it clear to those of us that have seen these films how much he cares about this, about what
oh,
he
there's so
does.
much love.
So much love and passion, a lot of respect to the subgenre as a whole.
Yeah,
Um, and it's very clear that he cares a lot about what he does, because you would think with this coming out, what, like a year after the second one, you'd be like, no, it's just as good as as you know what I mean? Like the quality is there. You know what I'm saying? And I
if
think
we got a yearly tradition here, I'm in.
I'm here for it. Yeah, for sure. And I genuinely think that when this is accessible to everybody, I think people are going to eat this up. I genuinely think people are going to eat this up and they're going to love it. And I'd be curious to see what people's theories are coming out of this one about what's going on.
Yeah, this
Kind of
sort of like
open up the conversation about like
yeah.
what are we dealing with? It's because that's been the question since the first one, right?
Yeah, I think this movie is worthy of like just those deep diver conspiracy
Yeah,
theory sort of
totally agree.
fan
Oh,
conversations.
totally agree.
Like I always think of like when Lost was airing live and everyone was wondering what the hell was going on the island, right? I just feel like what the hell's going on in the desert,
It's the
right? Like what
same thing. No, I totally get that. And I think that this could be fun for probably Dutch to watch too, because like then he's going to see all these people and their wild theories and like what it could just be fun to see like what people come up with or what they say. But no, I think people are gonna love this when it comes out. I'm excited to have it out. So I'm gonna watch it again probably.
I will tell you, I won't go to the desert.
No shit. I know.
Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
absolutely. I
Oh,
mean, you weren't gonna catch me in no desert anyway. I don't like being outside, but I'm just saying, like, obviously, you can barely see me against my background. But I just like, yeah, it's so uncomfortable, and
I
I'm
think the
telling you,
location is different, right? I think that's also what makes it super
yes,
scary. I don't watch a lot of stuff that takes place in a desert like this.
not like that.
Not
No, I
like
mean they
this.
had outwaters, but no, but
Oh,
it
well,
was
yeah, but, like, this is different, like, something about, like, the ghost, sort of the old gold, the gold rush sort of
yeah.
aesthetic, and, like, you just get a roof of a building just laying on the floor
I and
somewhere.
I would love to talk to him about how the hell he found these locations.
It is these locations are really cool.
They are perfect. Like they 100% are probably haunted. Like I just like they just look so good. Like because and it's even though it's because it's locations in all of them, all of the locations for these have been just so good. And I just and he does such a great job too, especially after watching two. I am like always like, is that something? What is that?
Mhm.
Like because he created so much distrust with me as a viewer because there were things they revealed later that were right in front of my face that I missed, you know?
There was a
So,
photograph that they revealed in this one. I'm not gonna spoil what was in it, but do you know what I'm talking about? We can talk about it after we record.
okay.
Because there was a photograph that they show and just, like, as they're talking, and then there was something in the photo. I'm like, "Did they" I can't remember if this is the first time we saw that photo or if it was in 1 or 2. I don't
I'm
remember if it was
drawing
a
a blank.
repeat
So you have
thing.
to tell me after. I don't
We'll
remember.
talk about it. I
But
don't wanna touch that.
they yeah, because they do a lot of revisiting, adding to things that we've already experienced. And I really do think they're handling all of that well. I love that the journalist lady is like the same person.
I like her. You know, I almost it's like I can't help but trust her as the narrator.
I know you buy it, right? You're just like, yeah, I get it,
You
man.
know, you did your research.
You just
You
know
know?
some stuff and you want to talk about it. Yeah, I no, I'm with you. Totally agree.
Yeah, no, and yeah, I'm minus some of the stuff that we said with the lore. It's like I think it's still firing on all cylinders. I think it's like
Yes.
like just the I don't know. I get again. I just love the characters too. You know.
No, I agree. No, I'm with you. I really think the community is going to eat this one up.
Yeah.
And then they'll just be like the hungry caterpillar. They'll be like, more, please.
More and more and more. And I mean, I'm pretty sure he's tweeted that he has ideas and or they've already been working on for.
I think so.
Uh,
Mhm.
but it is
Yeah.
wild the way indie films are released, right? They sort of like you put it on the docket and you just don't know when it's coming.
That's got to be so irritating as a
Yeah,
filmmaker, though, to
it's
like
bad.
do that because they don't have any control over that part.
Yeah, the
It's got
distribution.
to be crazy because, like, yeah, but I really liked this. I think it's once again a testament to Dutch as a filmmaker. I think people, like I said, I really think people are gonna love this when it's released. I mean, I don't think I've seen anything negative about it anyway, because it did what the circuit, and then there was like some other people that got
Festival.
early screeners or whatever,
Mhm.
and everybody's really enjoying it. And I don't expect to see any different once it's like wildly accessible.
No, no, I think it's it's moving the franchise forward.
Right.
It still is engaging as the first two.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
strapped in.
So keep your eyes peeled for Horror in the High Desert 3 Firewatch. It could literally drop any day now, like
And
any
it's
day.
gonna be Tubi, right? Because they're all on Tubi. It's a Tubi movie, the first
Is
two,
it?
right? Or
Oh,
Prime.
maybe. I think Prime. I think 2 came out on Prime. I might be wrong though. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember.
I
I
almost
don't
I don't know.
remember. Because I think the Prime was the part he doesn't have control over.
Okay. Well, all right. So 2 is on Screenbox, Tubi. So Screenbox channel on Prime is where 2
Yeah.
is.
And I think if it were going to be Screenbox, he would have a better idea of when it was going to be released. I would think. But
Yeah,
maybe
and then
not. I don't know
Prime
how
for
that
the book.
goes. I don't. But yeah,
Book's
either
like a
way
little bit
though,
all
it
over.
could literally come out any day, and I think you should all watch it. You have time to get in the first 2 if you haven't seen them yet.
Yeah, and they're quick. I mean, they're about an hour and a half.
They're
Well,
normal found footage movie length. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So-
little under an hour and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Well-
You guys should see it.
Yes, very good. All right. Well, I think that's gonna wrap up this episode of Found Footage Fridays. I don't know what we're doing next week. We'll figure it out. Go watch Late Night.
We'll announce it when we know what's coming.
Yeah, who knows? Go back and watch Late Night with the Devil and all of our other episodes. And
watch our Paranormal Activity if you hadn't seen those. We did a whole series.
Oh yeah, we did the whole we went through the whole franchise.
Yeah. Wow. That's like 7 episodes of Found Footage Fridays. You can binge them.
You're welcome. Had to be done. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on this episode of Found Footage Fridays. We hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy your week coming up, and we will see you in the next one.